Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Spotlight with Equilux. I will be a moderator for today. My name is Martin Uchechuku Deborah. Based on common demands, we are going to be treating a topic known as demystifying land ownership in Nigeria. Joining me is the CEO of Equilux Realty Limited, Mr. Nathaniel David. Okay, Mr. Nathaniel, thanks for joining us today. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you.
So there are questions here that were asked by the public, and we would love you to answer them if you're fine with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first question is, when people buy land in Nigeria, do they truly own it?
Okay. From a legal standpoint, or from a basic legal standpoint, it is assumed that they own the land. But if you want to delve into, like, get deep, you don't really own land when you buy it. It does not
Okay.
matter what kind of document you own. You don't own the land in absolutism. Like, you don't absolutely own the land. There's no absolute ownership. What is being given to you is possessive right. You understand? You have the rights of possession. If you want to go legally, like you want to go deep legally, you don't own land. You understand? So those persons buying land, all of the lands you own, all of the properties you own, you don't own it legally. You understand? What is being given to you is rights of possession. You
Okay.
understand? That's just it.
Okay. What is one thing most Nigerians believe about land ownership that is actually wrong?
Okay. I will still talk about this land ownership, absolute ownership of land. You know, when somebody pays money for a property, either buying directly from the family or buying from a real estate company, they just believe that so long they have the documents to that property, they have the survey, the deed of conveyance, either the deed of assignment or C of O, or they go as far as doing the C of O, they believe that they own the land for generations. You understand? But what you own there is rights of possession, it's possessory rights. You
Okay.
understand? You don't have right of ownership, absolute ownership. This is one thing Nigerians believe that is wrong. When you speak to people, when you communicate with people, asking about land ownership, I have this land, I own this land. But what is being given to you is right of ownership for, I think, 99 years, for 99 years only. So you don't have that right, the right to that land to own it. What you have is right of possession, right of use.
Okay, so thank you for answering that question. Over to the next. Is there a difference between owning land and just having rights over them?
Yes, there's a distinctive difference. There's a wide difference. It's a world of difference. When you own something, you have both rights of possession, you understand, and rights of absolute ownership. You understand me? You can do anything you want with it. You can do however you please with that property. You can do however you wish with that thing you own. You understand me? But when you are given rights of possession, it's very, very different.
Okay.
You understand? When you own something, you know that this thing, nobody has rights of claim over it. I don't know if you understand me, but the other part, no, you are just giving rights to possess. You don't own it totally. I don't know, the real owner of that particular property can come at any time to collect it. There are some things you can't even do on that property.
Okay. How did the Land Use Act change the idea of land ownership in Nigeria?
I think the Land Use Act should be the Bible of most realtors and developers, not just them, but the investors and prospective clients too. Now, the Land Use Act made serious modification to the way Nigerian land tenure system works. The Land Use Act of 1978 gives all of the authority of ownership to the state government. What you have or what you can collect from them is right, or what they can give to you is rights of possession. So that one alone changes the game altogether from what it used to be to what it is now. Before now, there was in Nigeria heavily we have this customary rights or customary land tenure system. It was heavily practiced in different areas in different regions of Nigeria. But now, because of the Land Use Act, which was done to unify the land tenure system or the way land is being held in Nigeria, it has changed the game for everybody. So while the law recognizes customary land tenure system, it has placed, in fact, it does not stop at you getting land from the family head, the king. The land tenure system has placed the ownership of such lands. Even if you are buying from the village, you are buying from the king, you are buying from the family head, the real owners, indigenous owners of these properties, you still need to seek the consent of the government to take possession. You understand me? So the way it was operated then, our land tenure system, it has changed totally. Now the government have absolute power over any land on the surface of the earth in Nigeria. They have total control. You understand me? The customary right, it is there, they recognize it, but government has absolute rights. So whatever it is you are doing within the ambits of the land tenure system, what is being given to you is possession, not total ownership. People need to be cognizant of that.
Okay, thank you. For the next question, apart from the government, who else really controls land in Nigeria?
Okay. This is a very valid question that a lot of persons needs to know about. The government alone does not control or does not have absolute power. Like I said, the government have absolute power of ownership, but in the stake of like in the full stake of things, there are also other powers, and the government is one. Second is the community. The third is the market. So there are three powers at play, and all of these three powers, if the three of them are not aligned in any property transaction you are doing, it is totally, in fact, you are going to have issues later. It might not surface now. You might satisfy the government and ignore the community. You understand? You might satisfy both the government and the community and ignore the market. Later it's going to backfire. So all of these three powers must be aligned before you say you have right of possession or you say you own a property, which we know that is possession, possessory rights, not ownership rights. So the government is one. Second is what? The
Community.
communities. Third is the market, you yourself, real estate companies, other people other buyers. That's the market. You understand? So the government has a stake, the communities have a stake. If you do the government and ignore the communities, you're going to pay dearly for it. Most of the land scams we have currently, it's either because of all of these three powers are not aligned. One of them is missing. You understand? You satisfy the claims of two and you leave one out. You satisfy the claims of one and leave the two out. If you buy and your document is good, the CFO is fine, and you ignore the community, they will come and disturb you on site. You will not take possession. You understand me? So these are the three
Okay,
powers.
so in a situation where these three key people are not in alignment, like the government, the community, and the buyers, they are not aligned, what do you do?
It's to make sure. This is what I'm trying to say. It's to make sure, and that is why you don't need to buy properties from surface value. You understand? Most people are all about the documents. I will come to that. A document can be very, very okay on the surface, but it is defective. The process is defective, not the document. The document might be good, valid, but the process to get that document might be defective. You understand? So when you are buying a property, you should not just look at most persons. Give me land with C of O. Give me land. Okay, deed of conveyance and register survey. You've seen the names. Fine. The governmental part might be fine, registered and done. But have you gone to found out the root of that property? These people selling to you, are they really the owners of the property? Are there disputes within the communities, within the family about that property? Because if your land is the title is okay and you don't make these findings under, after you finish buying, you will still encounter issues. So it is not just the documents. Those people that are heavily vested on documents, that is not it. You are making a huge mistake. Go back and do the real findings. That's where you can unearth different problems.
Okay. The next question here is, why do we still hear cases of people buying land and still having serious issues later?
like I emphasized before now, if all of the three bodies, all of the three powers that are involved in a property transaction, they are not satisfied, you must have issue, you must have problem. I just made I just said something now that you don't look at the surface value of a property, you don't look at the documents alone. You understand? Go back and do your findings. The real findings, the owner of the property, have this property have issues before? You understand? Okay, what is the encumbrance on this property? Does government have an interest on it? That's the reason why you do your search. If this place is, marked for a government project later, you understand? The what they call it, the family involved, are they aligned? Are they okay with you? The community too, are they aware that okay, yes, this land is given to you by the family of so so so, not just the documents you've bought from somebody you've done documents. No, all of these things. That's where land scam starts. You might collect the document and come to the community, they will not accept you because they don't know you.
Yeah.
You can't take possession. What will you say? You say it's scam. You understand me? So all of these things must align. The market force is true. The value of the property, the price of the property, does it align with what is being shown in the market? I don't know if you understand me. So that's it.
Okay. On to the next. Okay. In one sentence, who really owns land in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, land is owned by the government. It is influenced by the community, and it is occupied by the buyer. Just
Oh,
in that order.
okay. I think that's enough for today's episode. Thanks for joining us. Well, if you have any questions, do well to ask them in the comment section and we would answer them in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you.